Welcome to episode 75 of Rebirth Revolution. My name is Melissa Olson. I'm glad you've returned for another visit. I hope this week finds you peaceful and hopeful. I realize that's a tough state of mind to achieve with the world being what it is, but it is our goal. We're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, and my hope is that it's enough to get you through these days that, one after another, start to feel like Groundhog's Day. Let's start off this week talking about you. Who are you? You are made of all the awful, embarrassing, unfortunate, and mistaken choices of your life. You are also made up of the good choices you've made. You are made of all the celebrations you have given and attended. You are made of the kindnesses you have shown yourself and others, as well as the kindnesses you have received from others. You are a reflection of every form of art and entertainment you have consumed along your journey. You are the person who has been polished, shined, with edges smoothed by all you have encountered. You are every privilege you have been granted, along with every unanswered prayer. You are magnificent. You are loved. You are a masterpiece. And you just keep getting better. Has any of this been easy? Most of it hasn't. Most of the easy stuff probably didn't change you all that much. What you may not have realized is that you are in battle daily. You are in the battle to make good choices, as well as the battle to keep from being drawn into the darkness. It's a real struggle. The darkness is often the easiest choice to go with, as it is always the easy fallback position. It is always easier to be judgmental than it is to be accepting. It is always easier to be snarky than it is to be understanding. It is easier to take the easy way out than it is to stand your ground and stay within your integrity. Your integrity is challenged at every turn. The thing is, everyone knows the difference between right and wrong. The deciding factor usually comes down to what will benefit a person more. It isn't until you have reached the higher levels of spiritual awareness that you realize that doing the right thing, when it does nothing more than allow you to keep your integrity, is of greater value and personal benefit than doing the wrong thing that might bring you money, status, acceptance, or comfort. That is a more difficult choice than most can make correctly. But it is what we are here to do. We are here to make the tough choices, employing the best character that we can embody at any given moment. That is what being a student in the Earth School is about, making choices as a way of expressing your current level of awareness. What about the wrong choices you made in the past? Should you cling to those or let them weigh you down for the rest of your time here? Let's say you were walking behind a person who dropped a $20 bill, and let's say you quickly grabbed it up and stuffed it in your pocket. Is this a high-level move? No. It was a test you were given, and you did not pass that test. But let's say that you had a pang of guilt about your choice, And when put in a similar situation at a later date, you did the right thing. That counts as a lesson learned and a win in your column. You were never expected to make the right choice every time. You are expected to learn from your wrong choices and do better with the next one. And once you have made the better decision, you need to put the faulty one behind you. Don't taint the win with dragging the loss along for the ride. You may be called to account for the first bad decision, and that's fair. Your job is to own it and demonstrate the growth you have experienced. So it is with others. The rules of accountability are that we can let things go after the owning of the choice and the demonstration of growth is apparent. To let it go before the lesson is learned does not facilitate growth for either party. We are all here to learn and grow. It is important the way we participate in each other's lessons. This Earth School is not all hard work. As we move forward through the tough lessons, we need to take time to celebrate all of the progress that we are making. We need to celebrate making it through another year or even another season, maybe even another week. This place is rough. We need to acknowledge that by setting aside the time to appreciate our progress. Don't think we've made much progress? All you need to do is to watch a show or movie that you used to think was good or fun and then realize how problematic it is. This, for me, has been rewatching The Gilmore Girls. It used to feel like a fun retreat into a quirky small town with quirky inhabitants, and it's now tough to watch. The levels of privilege and cruelty are tough to take. While it may seem sad to have to rethink a story I once enjoyed, I'm glad that I am no longer blinded to behaviors that we no longer find acceptable. That is a win. The collective culture has moved to a place where we no longer find humor or value in behaviors that were not good in the first place. We are holding ourselves to higher standards these days. That is absolutely a win. We are all moving forward, and that changes both our thinking and our behaviors. But that has taken work. Rethinking what once was fine and is no longer, that's work. It is growth, and growth can be painful. We are not here simply for the struggle. We are here to celebrate and acknowledge all the wonderful gifts that we have been given here. We are here to celebrate the people who are on the journey with us. We are here to express our appreciation for the good things in life, so we send the message that we want more of those things intertwined with our lessons. What you focus on gets bigger. The frequency you dial into gets louder. Our focus on joy brings us more joy. And that is as necessary in this life as oxygen. Celebrations are also one way we can express kindness and receive kindness. Kindnesses are such necessary expressions of the love we have in our heart for ourselves and others. It's a truly amazing phenomenon that we can brighten the path for others while simultaneously increasing our own capacity for love. Our acts of kindness don't even need to be big, sweeping, grand gestures. They can be an act of sharing, of conversation, or just being there for someone. You can be having a tough day and then receive a kind, funny text from someone that immediately brightens your mood and makes your day better. The effect we can have on others is so powerful, even when we haven't done anything elaborate. This is a power that we need to use without any expectation of the response from the other person. Just put your best stuff out there and let it land where it may. You will never know the full effect, but the act of being kind will rearrange the molecules of both the giver and the receiver. It is important to remember, as we slog through life's tough lessons, that we have been given so many ways to feel joy. The system is ultimately loving and compassionate to us all. As our lessons wash over us, we are like jagged rocks that become smooth and beautiful. Over time, we lose the ridges that are constantly resisting the force of the water, the parts of us that resist the lessons. As we become wiser, we stop cursing the current and allow it to make of us what it will. That is surrender. Surrender is the ultimate power position. It is the recognition that you are here to become the very best version of yourself. To achieve that means you must become very comfortable with the fact that you will need to change. You will need to grow. You will need to accept. The parts of you that stand in the way of achieving that goal will need to be worn away by the water. Let them go. They do not serve you. Recalibrate your brain to understand that some things that seem like losses are actually victories. Addition by subtraction. The most peaceful people you will find are those who have given up the fight and allowed their lessons to unfurl as they were meant to. Peace is not the absence of lessons. Peace is the absence of resistance to the lessons. Reaching this state does not, in any way, mean that you live a passive life. Some of the lessons in your life may require you to fight like hell, but it means any fights you are engaged in are for the betterment of mankind, not a fight to stay stuck in an outmoded frame of mind or to fight against engaging in the lesson that is on your path. You are so powerful. You chose your lessons before you came here, so don't shrink from them. You knew before you got here exactly what you needed to master to become more whole, what you needed to move to higher levels. You came here with attributes and talents that are all your own. You set yourself down in a spot where you could have the advantages you needed to get your work done. Advantages are tricky in the sense that they may be things that you had, or they may be things that you strategically did not have, which gave you the impetus to obtain them. They may have been people who were in your life, or they may have been people you were forced to seek out because your life did not originally include them. You set the stage beautifully. You are doing so well. You really are magnificent. Keep going. You are well on your way. Thanks for listening to Rebirth Revolution. I hope the mirror it has held up for you has allowed you to see how truly wonderful you are. If there are others who you think would benefit from Rebirth Revolution, please pass the word along. Thanks in advance. Until next week, choose with deliberation. Celebrate your growth. Let the water wash over you. And wear your mask. Remember, you are loved exactly as much as every other person on the planet, not 1 ounce more or 1 ounce less. Stay strong and safe and joyful.